at this nice group of gentlemen holding over $1 million worth of jewelry. This looks like the intro to a FaZe Rug house tour video on YouTube.
He said a FaZe.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Bastian, and we back with another house tour. We got Louis bags, we got Gucci hats.
Bitch, I just bought a Lamborghini. Me and my boy J. Cole out here flexing on these broke ass haters.
This picture was taken in the house of two-time Pro Bowler, Heisman Trophy winner, and $275 million contract extension signing NFL quarterback Joe Burrow's house. He signed a 5-year, $275 million contract extension. That's $55 million a year. And do you know how Sergio and Bastian were able to break into this house and take this picture? Did they do some super spy, jumping over lasers, tight roping in from the ceiling type deal to get in? No,
Nope, they just
pulled up and walked inside.
While a special deputy was posted out front, burglars broke in through the back.
Because this man has no security at his $7.5 million house. This group of guys broke into the houses of Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes, took similar pictures, and left with jewelry. Look at these houses, bro. No security. Why? Jack Doherty is somehow smarter than the highest paid NFL players because he has 2 live-in security guards. And can you guess how much he pays for 2 security guards that would have easily thrown these guys out of a window if they ever somehow made it inside his house? $30,000 a month.
You have a full-time security guy?
2.
How much do you have to pay a security guy to live with you?
Bigger one's like 20 a month, another one's 10 a month.
Are you serious?
That's less than $400,000 a year. Patrick Mahomes is making $45 million a year, not including his signing bonus. Paying 2 security guards to sit in his house would be the equivalent of spending like $500 a month for a guy like him. Is this some type of...
That's because, bro, most rich people, regardless, bro, they don't think like, even, you know, Jack Doherty he rich, he doing his thing, but like most rich people don't think like non-rich people, bro. They think like just because I live in a nice neighborhood, ain't nobody, ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me, ain't nobody gonna break into my houses, which in reality, y'all the ones that get hit because the target. Y'all got this money, they think they can find anything in there valuable, like I said, watches. Hell, you probably got some cash, in there, like I said. That's why, they don't really think like that. Especially in athletes, bro, because they think like, oh, I'm an athlete, definitely ain't nobody gonna do that to you, but y'all be the prime targets. But that's just for rich people, period. Like, they just don't think nothing will happen to them because they are rich, they live in this nice neighborhood, and we got security. But like, nah, bro, like, most of the time, the security guard that be at the gate of y'all residential areas just be loafing. He just be sitting there, going through. And then it's easy to get into White House.
Insurance fraud going on? Do these guys not care about people being able to walk into their homes while they're at work? These two groups of guys are from Chile, and they are part of a much larger phenomenon known as crime tourism, which I can only assume started when a thief from a foreign country visiting the United States one time suddenly realized that some of these rich people have no security at all, and he relayed this message to every international thief that he knew. And I should have talked about this months ago. I remember watching one of those doorbell cam video compilations, and I noticed on one of them, a streamer named Amaranth, a woman who was essentially home alone, had her house broken into by a group of guys, and the only reason she got them off her property is because these guys, later discovered to be teenagers, were all dumb enough to listen to her when she asked them to follow her into her garage. And they let her lead the way in Texas, so of course she was actually using this time to grab her gun and shoot at them.
What's in here?
What a pop they stupid ass.
But this is a G-Wagon and a Rolls Royce in the driveway. This is in Houston, Texas. Now, she wasn't technically home alone. Her husband was there, but he was in a completely different building on the property. And he had seemingly anticipated a moment like this because while in that other building, he put on his bulletproof vest and headed over with his own gun.
I don't leave home without it.
But had any of these guys been over 19, this probably wouldn't have been such an easy robbery to foil. Where is the security, bro? This has been a problem in places like Hollywood Hills and LA for a long time, but I thought that was just due to a combination of LAPD response time and the high volume of rich people in the area. As one guy had his back door broken, but he says the police put him on hold for 57 minutes.
The call was transferred to the non-emergency line where it
Right,
took
they
another
not
57
responding.
minutes.
But no, this is just people with way too much money simply not paying for home security. Now, in the Joe Burrow incident, according to the 911 call, the only person at his house was a woman named Olivia, who I'm assuming is Burrow's girlfriend, but...
Yes, someone is trying to break into the house right now. My daughter is there. This is Joe Burrow's house. She is staying there. He's at the football game.
Someone broke into my house. It's like completely messed up.
There apparently was at least one security guard on the premises, and from this news clip, it looks like there might be cameras around this neighborhood, indicating that there might be security specifically for this little community where his home is located. And if that's true, then
they don't
obviously
be doing
they
their
cannot
job.
watch every house equally. In fact, one of Joe Burrow's friends went to the house and said he saw a window broken in the bedroom, but the security says they didn't see anything. These guys took $300,000 worth of items, and if you paid attention to the math earlier in this video, that amount would have just about paid for both of Jack Doherty's live-in security guards. And the way these guys were just in here chilling, I mean, they hopped in a bed and posed for a picture. Just imagine if one of these guys didn't want to rob him and they just wanted to sit in your house and wait for you to come home and surprise you. Here's a video of armed men leaving former NFL player Richard Sherman's house after breaking in. I don't get it. All of these celebrities live in areas that are clearly wealthy neighborhoods, and I have seen better home security in Compton, California. Although when your house is only 900 square feet, it's significantly easier to not get caught off guard. But when your house and the surrounding property is so big that there's a football field, you just might have a blind spot where somebody could be in your house without you even knowing. So, I mean, are they just being cheap? Ain't no way I'm gonna have a Rolls Royce sitting in my driveway and not have a security guard nearby. You think it would be this easy to break into someone's house like Mr. Beast?
Someone broke in and stole all my clothes, like a laptop like this. Yeah. And like right here was just written my private key. It just said Bitcoin private key. Come on. It was like $2 million, which was every dollar to my name at that point. It's there. That robber's a moron.
Oh. So the only reason he didn't lose $2 million is because the burglars didn't know how Bitcoin worked? Why, bro? Why have the password just sitting on the computer? Why not have security? I guess this was a while back because he said all he had was that $2 million to his name, and I'm sure that he probably has security now. But although these type of burglaries happen to many wealthy people who are not famous, I noticed that a lot of the houses hit by the same groups were those of NBA and NFL players, aka guys who you can pretty much confirm will not be home on certain days with a simple Google search, such as literally looking up the team schedule. It's already bad enough having a big ass house, because if there's a team of professional or even non-professional burglars around, you are the crown jewel. If you play for Los Angeles and your team has a game in New Orleans, everybody knows you're not going to be near your house. You're either going to be out of town or at the stadium or the arena. Just this one group of 7 guys from Chile took $2 million worth of items, including $1.4 million just from one house. And that was the house of a Milwaukee Bucks player, and this happened on November 2nd, 2024. And guess what? They had a game that night. On October 5th and 7th of the same year, 2 Kansas City Chiefs got their houses hit, with these 2 players most likely referring to what happened to Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. And wouldn't you know it, the Chiefs had a game on the 7th. And look at this. I'm pretty sure this is not the house of a celebrity, but this is a guy just casually walking on the property of a Hollywood Hills mansion and forcing the door open. They just broke into Brad Pitt's house in June. Bro, you just did a movie. Surely you have the budget for a home security guard. In fact, I know he does, because just 2 months after this break-in, he bought a new house for $12 million. It's so crazy that there's even a couple here, seemingly with a dog, casually pulling up to another Hollywood Hills mansion, breaking in and getting out with something they stole. Now, I'm sure that this is not insurance fraud. I just think that whenever you have enough money to live in a certain area, you might start to believe that something like this wouldn't happen to you. But we're not talking about just a suburban house in a suburban neighborhood. Most of these that I've covered are not modest suburban houses at all. They are, in fact, houses that somebody would drive hundreds of miles to burglarize. I always thought that rich people were paranoid. Like, in public, you can't even get close to most of these people without seeing security. But at the house, protect the house, man. This is not new. And we're not talking about musicians that don't actually have the amount of money they talk about. We're talking about people with guaranteed contracts, streaming money, movie money. Broke people rob other broke people. But somebody living in one of these houses is like a GTA heist to some of these guys. But hey, what do I know? And I know that a lot of people will say that they are their own security, but you can't just pretend you're John Wick. And especially if you live in a house with a football field, a regular person doesn't need security. But when people look at your house and see $1 million payday, I'm just saying, it could turn into an action movie at any second. But that's all I got for today, man. I'll see you.
You feel me? Like you said, for real. Like, man, like they was going around hitting everybody. Like I said, they hit, I forgot who the Milwaukee Bucks player hit, but like I said, yeah, they hit these houses when they wasn't there. They had games and stuff. But like I said, rich people tend to think like nothing can happen to them because of the neighborhood they live in, which in reality, like, bro, that's the prime time for y'all to hit them. But me personally, hey, security down. You feel me? Some dogs. I ain't talking about no little shih tzus, you know, them little doggy, little Frenchies y'all be having. I'm talking about some real deal dogs. Like, ain't nobody really gonna challenge some attack dog, bro. Guard, ain't nobody, you know, just in case. Now, if you got a gun on you here, nah, you probably can't, but get you some dogs. Like I said, hire you some home security especially when y'all not at home, bro. And if y'all at home, you just keep it where you can get to your shit, where it's easy to get. But like I said, rich people, they just think, you know, that just because they live in these certain neighborhoods, certain stuff won't happen to them. And can you blame them? No, but at the same time, like, bro, y'all people as well. Like, like Travis, like he said, he seen more security in Compton, California. Like, bro, you would see more home security cameras in the hood than you would in these rich places. But it'd be like that though, man. But shout out to Trap University for the video, man. And catch y'all on the next one. We out.